Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back to Crafters TV. I'm Tim Britton. I'm going to be with you for the next hour. I'm not on my own, though. I am going to be joined by the gorgeous Sheila, who's on the other side of the studio, who's been busy beavering away, getting everything ready for the next couple of hours, including her TikTok special. So if you haven't had quite enough craft, is it 3:10?
3:10 till 20 to 4, full half hour of TikTok. Demonstrations we've got today, quick demonstrations for if you are wanting to batch make your, well, any kind of cards, but I'm going to be doing batch making of Christmas cards, so I'm going to be doing two quick 10-minuters. So if you want to tune in for that, obviously that would be great, and get our likes up again in the hope that eventually we'll be able to have a TikTok shop.
Yeah, there we go. Give us a follow on TikTok as well. It'd be lovely to have your company there. And it's lovely to have your company here. So also let me know where you're watching from if you are just tuning in and it's your first show of the day that you're watching. It's nice to have your company. Now, we have also got something a little bit special. Now, what was the name of it called again, Dean? The questions that you wanted for? The Innovation Station. So we're going to have something coming up called the Innovation Station. Not today, but it's going to be coming up. And we want your crafty questions, okay? So I want you to send in any crafty questions that you have, whether that's something technical that you've always kind of wondered, how do I do that? Maybe it's a snagging problem that you keep kind of coming up with and you're going, how can I rectify that problem? Any questions that you've got, send them through and we're going to put those through and then we're going to take that into the Innovation Station. So send all your crafty questions through. Just keep sending them through, as many as you can possibly think of. Now, we are going to be running through our launch day today, which we're talking about. And speaking of batch crafting, I've been doing some maths. Or if you're over the pond, math. Now, I'm not going to go massively into the numbers of stuff. But let's just say that this collection that you've got in front of you, which I need to kind of clarify, because earlier on I was kind of talking through the 8-piece collection, but I want you to really understand everything that you get in this 8-piece collection, okay? So this is your cut-in edgeables and foil rub-ons complete 8-piece collection. Sorry, the word's very small and I've read to read it. But this is what you're going to be getting, your full 8-piece collection. You not only get included your metal dies and your foil rub-ons and also the adhesive, you get the adhesive rub-on sheets, the foil sheets and the metal die. That comes in a pack, but what you also get is an additional pack of the adhesive rub-ons. Now you get 24 sheets in here, but each sheet has 2 of the rub-ons. So you actually get 48 of the rub-ons. So in total, you will be getting 72 rub-ons for each of the designs. So you get 4 different designs, 72 rub-ons, that's 288 rub-ons in that kit. In that collection, you could make, if you used 1 rub-on per card, 288 cards right there. Now, we're going to break that down a little bit later on, but I just want you to let that sink in. 288 cards you could make if you use 1 rub-on per card that you've got here. Now, what you get included in that is you get 4 different designs, okay? The first design is the foliage and swirls, okay? So you can see here the design that the die will cut out. And you can see you've got those exposures there. But then you'll also get the adhesive foils that can go over the top. And you'll get 4 sheets of 3 different colours. You'll get the gold, the rose gold, and the silver that will come included. Okay, so that's the first one of your designs. The second design that you'll be getting is the foliage. Okay, so this is the foliage one. You can see you've got that beautiful rose there at the bottom. And we have been talking through, I don't know how many different ways that we've been thinking you could use these foils. You could do different shapes and designs. And look, this is a new collection, okay? This is something new that we're launching here. And if you take advantage of this now and get hold of it, you can be one of the first people that starts to bring this, especially if you sell your cards. You bring something new that people haven't seen before. It's exciting, it's vibrant, and they tend to sell that little bit quicker, okay? Now, you can see here that this is the hearts and swirls design. So again, you've got that beautiful kind of cutout that you can see there. If I kind of open that a little bit more, you can see, look, that beautiful blue popping behind, and then you can use your foilings. And then the last and final design that you get is kind of your stars and swirls. Okay, now all of these are completely intergenerational, they're timeless, they're not going to date. You could use them for so many different things. You could use them with different cardstocks, however you wanted to make that work. Now, the total price for the 8-piece collection, if we jump to that, is £95.99 in the UK, or if you're in the platinum, you're in the platinum price, you saw it just before, and in the US it's £143.99 or £115.19 if you are in the platinum. And then just to recap, the platinum price in the UK, £76.79, okay? That is for everything, so don't forget that is 288 rub-ons in total, 72 of each different design. You'll get the dies and you'll get 12 sheets of foil per pack, so that's 12, 24, 36, 48 sheets of foil included in that bundle, but we do have additional foils for you as well. We'll go into a bit later on, but you can also check those out on the website. Here's a few examples of some bits that you can do, some things you can see, how you could utilize it, making beautiful boxes, for example, here on the side. You've got the wonderful cards around the edging, or this is the sort of thing I'm thinking. A very simple card, and you could make this even simpler if you wanted to, but if you made a card like this, and you could make 288 of those cards, there's a way that this could turn into a really good little adventure for you. Now, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know how you're getting on. Let me know what you're up to for the rest of the day today. Me and Sheila had a bit of a turbulent trip in this morning, but we're here, we're fine, we're safe. We're in, we're bedded down. She was telling me about the storms that she braced last night, and then her cats that were being a bit of a pain. My dog was, I don't know what it was, maybe it was last night, because my dog was all over the place last night. My little dog sleeps in the bed with us, and she was all over the place last night. Moving around a bed, trying to have a drink, she sleeps on my pillow.
Oh, bless her.
A lot of the time. Sleeps up here on my pillow, so it was quite nice. But yeah. Right, so if you are looking for your collection, now is the time to purchase. This has been incredibly popular today so far. It's been absolutely flying out the door. So if you wanted to go for each of these individually, you can do that as well. So if you're looking at it and you're thinking it's a bit too much right now, then you can pick out your favourite and you could buy it as an individual bundle if you wanted to. Go on the website and have a little checkout for that. But let's fly over to Sheila and see what we're going to start doing as our first option.
Thank you, Tim. So I'm going to go a bit crazy here, I think, because I want to use some of the absolutely fabulous special effects foil, which is this one, which is so disco-like, absolutely incredible. Now, what I have done as well, just to go with this, and I know a lot of you have got this pad, and this is an older pad. It's the, you know, the holographic pad, which has got all the little dots on. So I'm going to use a bit of this as well. I'm also going to use some of our retro alphabet, and I want to make something a bit disco-like, because the die we're going to use is the stars and the swirls. And also, if I bring this one in, you will see. You can just see the just before you start, the special effects foil that Sheila's going to be using. You can see the information at the bottom of your screen there. Oh yes. All right, look at that. So if you want to grab hold of this and you want to make this card, grab that foil, add it into your basket. Don't forget, double points today on anything that you purchase. That is thanks to our wonderful team here at Crafters. They've given us that gift. Double points on anything you purchase today. Absolutely, yeah. So this is amazing. These are the 3 designs you get within the pack. Special effects. So you're going to get 3 colours, 3 designs, 8 of each. So again, iridescent, gold disco, and silver disco. They're cool. So I've chosen this one, which is the, I think this is like, I think this might be the silver disco, actually. I could be wrong. Whatever it is, it matches that paper beautifully. So what I want to do like an A5 card, but I want it to have a disco theme, because I don't want us to think that this is always got to be like for a lovely wedding or something. Let's go a bit crazy with it and make something that kind of stands out a bit. So what I'm going to do, I've got 2 panels here, which I want to use to cut. I've got my letters that say disco. I've got a black card that I've just made from a piece of A4. What I want to do is I want to have a panel. I'm not cutting out of the card, I'm doing separate panels on this occasion. So I'm going to have one here and I'm going to have one here. And these are going to be like matted and layered up with some of the foils that we've got on the show. And then we're going to put the word Disco Queen on here. And we're going to have some stars and things like that. So it's going to be a bit wild, I feel.
I like it.
I think that would be quite nice, something a bit different. So I've cut 2 pieces of card down. Now these measure, they're just slightly bigger than the die itself. So they're probably about 5 3/4 by 2 inches. So what I want to do is I want to put this one in first here. Now what I'm going to do, and because it might slip away, and I've not left a big edge around there, so I'm going to do them separately, obviously, because I've only got the one die. And then if I need to trim one of them down just a little bit on the end, I might do. Now when I did the previous one, the previous cut, I used a magnetic sheet as well. I'm going on the smaller plates this time too. I used a magnetic sheet. Now I felt that it put little bit too much pressure on, and it left some little edge lines from the edge of the die. Even though it's not got a cutting edge on, I felt like it gave me a bit too much of an imprint. See, it has moved after all a little bit, but we might be all right on that. So I just need to check that it has cut everything, and I think it has. I might just have to pop them out with my pokey tool, but I prefer that.
Tool, get the bits popped in.
Yeah, I prefer to do that than to have had that like mark around the edge. And in a minute, I'll bring in the card that I did finish in the break.
I want to say, I think we've got a bit of a deal on pokey tools as well.
Oh, have we?
I think we do. I think we've got a little bit of a deal. We're just going to have a look. We're going to pop them on the details on the screen for you. Here you go, it's coming up. There you go, look, Crafter's Companion Pokey Tool. There you go, $1.99. $1.59 in platinum.
Oh, that's
Stop
ridiculous.
It. Come on. I just had a look. That is cheaper than buying a bag of crisps out the vending machine.
I'll say.
That's crazy. $2.39 from the platinum price as well. Is that US only? Oh, already gone in the UK, so it's US only. Sorry about that, UK. I don't know how much it is for a bag of chips in the US, that's what you'd call them. We've had lots of people messaging in. Alison says good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Laurie says good morning, friends. Stephanie Theodos, still got you, Stephanie. She says good morning, Tim, Jan, friends from sunny Farmingdale, New Jersey. Alison says, I'm in the Midlands, Tim. Storms are on the way. Love a good thunderstorm. So do I, although my dog doesn't love it.
No.
Stephanie also says good morning, Sheila, to you.
Oh, good morning.
Terry, good morning, everyone from Iowa. Iowa, you know about storms for sure.
Yeah.
Tim, if your dog is afraid of thunder, make it playtime. I learned that a long time ago, and Sophie never gets upset with thunder and fireworks anymore. Jackie, that's a great tip.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my little one is quite an old little one now. Hobbles about a bit. I mean, look, if I listed off everything that's with my little one and all the bits that she's got going on, honestly, went to the vets the other day. Do you know how much meds cost me in the vets?
I dread to think.
This is every month.
Oh, every month?
Every month. 175 quid.
Oh my word, really?
Who needs to eat? I don't need to eat, providing she's all right.
Oh my, that's
got to do it.
lot of money,
You've got to do
isn't
it for him. Bless her, she's a lovely little thing.
Such a lot of money.
No,
I know.
I really wouldn't. She's a
we
darling
pay
little
it,
thing.
you know, that happened with my cat, and I took him to the vets, and they had to keep him in, and they did like scans and everything, gave him treatment and stuff, because he gets, well, I think they call them, now then, I think there's something like struvite crystals or something in his bladder, which then means he can't have a little wee, to be honest. So he was in there for 3 days, and for that treatment and his medication, it cost me £1,500. And I was like, oh my goodness. Anyway, he doesn't have medication now. He's okay, touch wood. He just has special food.
Yeah.
It's like urinary food, so it's got no salt in. I don't think so.
Yeah, my little gizmo, before he disappeared, he had special food like that and stuff. But then as he started getting older, he started getting more and more fussy, and then he was turning his nose up. And I just said, look, at the end of the day, he's blind, he's 17. I was like, he's hobbling about. I was like, you can eat what you want, mate. I was like, I don't mind what you have, just as long as you eat something and you're happy.
Yes.
Crack on.
Absolutely, yeah.
And he was great. Right, so it looks like your pokey tool's done its job, and you've got all the bits cut out.
Yes, it has. And I'm happier that I didn't put the magnetic sheet in, because it didn't give me, and I'm going to show you before what happened. I mean, it's not too bad, because it gives you quite a nice little border here. But what had happened is it had made a few marks on my card, and that's just from the plate. But we did kind of finish it
It's lovely
like that.
though.
And then we've got this little closure on the front here, which I'd probably put a little sticky
You
dot
added a
under.
little bit of filigree, a little leaf filigree on the inside there as well.
Yeah, these are just these are our little dies from our mini dies. So yeah, it just gives it a bit of something different. But with this one now, we're going completely the opposite way with this. So we've got our 2 pieces cut now. So again, bringing in the design here on the front of the packaging, so you can kind of see what goes where. So we can see that we've got a cutout there and we've got this cutout here. So we know that's the right way, and then we know that the swirl is the right way because we're looking at it there. So again, what we're going to do, we're going to peel this off. Now then, it's a little bit trickier doing it with black card because these are like a grey colour, so when you put them down on top, you can't always see where they are going. And especially in a studio where the lights are very, very bright. Now, what I am going to do, I'm going to cheat a little bit here.
It makes it nice and challenging for you.
It does make it challenging, yeah. It does make it challenging. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop a little bit of tape up there just to hold this down. And then I can put this on without it wiggling around too much. So I can kind of see where it's going to fit on there. And as long as I've got all my stars on and the swirls just sitting there, because there's a dot there in that little swirl, and there's a dot.
Karen has also messaged us in saying good morning from a hot and humid Hampton Roads, Virginia. Storms are coming in later today. Lots of floods all around in the USA.
Wow.
Oh, it's always the trick, isn't it, though? When you change into the seasons and things come in, it's always a bit tricky. I'm just going to quickly recap while she's just rubbing those on. So today it's $95.99 or $76.79 here in the UK on your platinum price. That's for the 8-piece collection. That's for everything that you're seeing. You also in the US got it for $143.99 or the platinum price is $115.19. If you wanted to go for it, you'll get all 4 of the different designs. That will be the foliage, the florals, the hearts and the stars, all of the swirls. You'll get all of the adhesive rub-ons. You'll get the dies for everything. 288 rub-ons in total if you go for the 8-piece collection. If you want to just buy one of the individual collections, you can see here it's like, look, £19.59 for. And it's the same price for all of them, so just to pick which one you want. So we're just using the stars and swirls as an example here. And for each one, you'll get the dies, you'll get the rub-ons, you'll get the foils, and you'll get the pack of extra foils all included. So if there's one particular design that you want to go for, pick that out and go for that one design. If you're over at the pond in the US, it's going to be $29.19 for you if you're in the platinum, or $36.49 just as today's regular price. Now, don't forget that we are in the midst of our 7th year. Our 7-year birthday celebrations are this week. So there's lovely gifts being given out left, right and centre from crafters, and we have had one today. We'll talk about that in a little moment. How's it gone, Sheila? Have you got it in line?
Yeah, it's looking all right. Now, I've got a couple of extra little stars left over here on the edge because I cut the panels a little bit smaller than the width of the actual strip here, but that doesn't matter because I can use those stars further along. But I needed to just make sure that my little panel was the right size.
Fred's come up with a suggestion saying use the light pad, makes it easier.
Yes.
Do you mean like a light? Is that like a light box that you can put your crafty work on top of?
Yeah, we do have a lovely light, like a tablet here. That it's a light, like almost like a tablet, isn't it? It's very sleek and very.
Nice,
it's
Fred.
amazing.
Good idea, Fred. I like it. This is the thing we like about. We were talking about this earlier on, me and Sheila, about crafting and how you help each other out and we share our ideas and have a good natter and things. So that's a good idea. I like that, Fred. Thank you very much.
It's a great idea. Yeah. Definitely a good idea. So what I'm going to do now, obviously I need a piece of this. Now you can, if you want to, just put the whole sheet over the top of it without cutting a piece off, because it is a little bit fiddly to cut. But then again, I don't mind. Now what we can do now is we can put that on top like that.
That's such a funky piece of foil,
isn't it?
that is.
We press it down like that. We could actually put it through the machine. Should we give it a try?
Yeah, let's do that, because we didn't do that earlier on.
We didn't do it earlier, we didn't.
It just makes me want to sing. D-I-S-C-O.
Yes, absolutely.
D-I-S-C-O.
So I'm not going to put the...
See, you don't know what happens to me when I come in this room.
Yeah, your mind goes in a different place, doesn't it? Right, let's have a look and see how this has worked.
I like this, the experimentation of it.
So...
Gently does it.
Let me see.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that.
This is quite disco-like, isn't it? It does, and again, we can do that with the sticker as well, with the rub-on.
Wow,
so we can do that.
Looks cool.
How nice is that in that disco effect?
That really makes that black pop, like it just pops, doesn't it? It really shows off that. Don't forget, you can buy those foils. Those foils are available. They come in a special pack. They're called the special effects foils. That's brilliant.
Isn't it amazing? I feel like it's just totally fabulous, that.
That is, that's great.
Let's do with the next one then, with the other piece.
Yeah.
Let's put that through the machine.
Okay.
And we'll see how that actually, how it looks when that's gone through the machine. Because a lot of you would probably think, well, I couldn't do like 2 or 3 of those rub-ons. It would be too much for my arms to, you know, to rub things on for so long. And
but
to
you could put this through like one. Could you put this through one of the like your hand winding ones as well? Machines.
Yes, we can do it through the hand one.
So you could do that as well. So just kind of thinking, like, just if you don't have like an electric one and you've still got like a hand winding machine, like let's call it a manual.
Yeah,
you know,
a manual. Yeah, that's the one.
You can still do that as well. But it's nice because we were saying about experimenting with these different ways of doing things, because there's no right or wrong way with craft, is there? There's maybe some slightly more effective or quicker ways of doing things, but there's no right or wrong way of doing it, because it's craft at the end of the day. It's about experiments. It's about having some fun.
Absolutely.
We've had lots of messages come through as well. So we've also had Jackie says, Gracie, my cat has some seizures, so she's on meds. With such a small dose, it isn't very expensive, but getting to her take it is a challenge. I agree. Absolutely agree, getting him to take it. Do you know, my dog's tiny, so you have to break her pills in half. It's crazy. But she has to take, the reason why ours is a bit expensive is because she has to take, effectively, a human medication.
Oh, right, okay.
But you can't get that human medication from somewhere. It's all complicated, but anyway. I have a dog that's on a lot of meds, starting to give her cod liver. Yeah, I agree, cod liver oil is always good, Carol says. She's active and happy again and off all of her meds. That's great, I love that, Carol. Stephen says, hello everyone and happy Thursday. Hey Stephen, how are we doing? Hello everyone, from Hillary and Holly Collie. Late to the party, but what was in today's envelope, please? Well, I'm going to read that out in a little moment for you. We're just going to finish the demonstration. Then I'm going to read that out for you, but let's just say it's double. Results are stunning, Stephanie says. And then Mary Beth has gone, good morning, everyone from Minnesota. I don't know if that's how you speak in Minnesota. More than likely not. And I don't mean to mock, but I just like to try and be an American. If anyone wants to adopt me so I can move to the States, I'm well up for that.
You're well up for it. Now then, what happens is, and I've tried it through the little machine, the mini, and it worked. What you'll find is, because we've got a sticky kind of substance on here, when you lift it up, it might not look like it's actually stuck down, but I think what happens is, as we lift it, the little bits look a bit like air bubbles, which is likely because we're taking a sticky sheet off a piece of, effectively, acetate. So if you want to just do a little gentle go over the top there, you can. But you can see, yeah, I can see like the little bubbles are popping. So now what we can do, let's pop this whole piece on here. Let's pop this through the machine as it is now. Okay, so let's get that on there like that, and we'll just sit it on top so we know it's not going to move.
Oh, this is lovely. Jackie's gone, I did order just the stars and swirls and already have the fancy foil, so I will definitely use them together. You see,
Definitely.
I like it. You're there, nice and thinking. We do have those foils. These are the fancy foils if you want to have a look at the 3 different kind of ones that you get included. And they do give a bit of a different kind of look to your projects. I think this one, if you actually see it close up, they're like bigger dots of kind of glitter. And it makes me think a little bit like 80s, like retro games.
Yes.
And stuff, you know, like the pixelated kind of thing. And then you've got these 2 real glittery ones, the gold and the silver. $7.99 platinum price in the UK or $9.99. And then if you are over in the US, it's $11.96 platinum price or $14.95 on the individual price. And we do also have additional of the standard foils, the gold, silver and rose golds if you wanted to go for those as well.
Okay, so
That's good.
here we go. And if you find, like, if you think, oh, there's a little star there that hasn't quite grabbed, I don't think, right on the end, bit of foil over it, just press it down with your finger. And again, now it's completed it. So even if you've got a little bit missing, you can go, right, I'm just going to pop that back over. And there we go. So again, we've got our beautiful panels now. That we can use on our disco card, and you see how it picks up all the rainbows sections as well. So let's bring in now a piece of our holographic card. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to cut these 2 panels. We want to put these on here because then you can see we are going to get like a crazy effect through there. Now, if we put it on, we can leave a little edge like that. So we've still got an edge on there, and obviously it'll be different when it's not on this big sheet. You can put it on pads, so you've raised it up. You could put it on there so it completely covers that, and then maybe bring in, say, I found some of my like mirror card at home, which has got all different colours in. So again, I could just put that, layer it onto maybe plain silver. So let's cut this down. So bring in my big guillotine. So we need 2 little pieces here. So what I feel like we should do, just to kind of change it up a bit, is to put this onto here, exactly the right size, and then layer this onto some silver. So we've got a bit of variation, and it's not all making our eyes feel like there's too much going on. Okay, so let's pop that over there. So let's do...
I'm hearing that we are incredibly busy this afternoon, by the way. You've obviously all woken up, or it's all absolutely tiddling it down outside, so you're deciding that today is your crafty day. Maybe, well, we were saying last week that it was a bit too hot for a lot of us in our craft rooms, so maybe it's all cooled down a little bit. So we are super, super busy. The 8-piece collection is absolutely flying out the doors. You get the foliage and swirls, the florals and swirls, the hearts and swirls, and the stars and swirls, all included in that bundle. But if you wanted to just go for one of those, if maybe you can't quite stretch to the whole 8-piece collection right now, you could buy just one of the designs if you wanted to go for that as well. Check out the website for the pricing on those, and it might just be that that's the collection that you really like, but they are very timeless designs as well. They're kind of, you could use them in so many different ways.
Oh, I think
for example,
so.
like, I'm mesmerized by this one. I think it's just such a funky, quirky, different way of using these designs from the things that we've kind of already seen. I really like it.
Yeah, well, what we're going to do, see, when we put this on here now, this is like a bigger version of this. So it kind of is, it really is quite ridiculous when you move it around. So if we do it on a piece of silver, which would be a nice little silver mat, like that, so it breaks it up a little bit, but we still exaggerate it, and then we'll do the same with this one.
Yeah.
Jamie, I might just need to move this up a little bit. I'll tell you why. Just because if the legs are not all on the mat, it won't do a proper cut.
Yeah, you don't want a wonky cut.
So I'll do it quickly, and then we're not out of shot. Just so we can make sure it cuts straight. Otherwise, it might go a bit wonky.
I still love the sound of that.
What's that? Sorry.
The sound of your guillotine.
I love a guillotine. I always have done. I'm crazy for a guillotine.
It's a good slicer,
yeah,
isn't it?
crazy for a guillotine. So what we can do now then we can either You can use your tape run if you want to actually get some glue, tape on here, adhesive on here. You know me, tacky glue girl. And I'm just going to pop a little bit around there, on the edge here, all around here, because it's not too gappy, this. It's not like one of our detailed intricate dies where we have to go, oh, it's going to be hard, this. It's not going to be too bad at all. And we can just go down that little strip there. And then around
Jean Marie
here.
has said, good morning from New York.
Hello.
This holographic foil is stunning on the black card. It is, really is. And I always think, you know, sometimes you can't go wrong with like a simple card like a black, and then think, right, what can I really make pop off against that? What can I make really stand out?
Definitely. And you know what? Like 20 years ago, holographic card was the thing. When we started doing like card making, when it just sort of came into its own and everybody started to do it, oh, I can do that. Holographic was massive. And then we all thought it was a bit wild and we all used it, but then it came to a point where you thought, oh, it looks a bit, it looks a bit cheesy almost, you know, a bit kind of dated. So we started doing like mirror card, and then we started doing brushed satin cards, and we started going like with more like craft and a bit more muted and rustic. But you know what, there's a place for every kind of card. And I mean, if we didn't have this kind of card, how on earth would you make like a celebratory card that was celebrating someone's birthday who was, you know, who's a disco fanatic?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I think, and I'm just loving the way we've got the small design here and then the bigger design underneath. It really just makes it pop out a little. And then what we can do, we can pop it onto our silver like that. What? And then we've got, and again, these could be bookmarks.
We've had a question. So the question's come in, and it's, can you use other rub-on foils from other purchases? Now, we kind of spoke about this. I think it depends upon the foils that you've got. Because some foils have to use heat. Some foils are cold, so it kind of depends which foils you've got in your collections as to whether or not it's going to work. Because effectively, it's sticking the foil onto something, so you've just got to make sure it kind of corresponds, that it's not needing that heat, I suppose. Because if it was a heated one, that might not work. In my head, I would just think, because if you heat it, the glue might melt a bit. I don't know. I think it wouldn't quite. It might get a bit messy and a bit movey. It might like slide and move about a little bit.
Won't want to tell you the wrong thing, because it's not something that I've tried. And I do have a hot foiling machine, and I do have, I do use cold foils as well. But as we said before, with a cold foil, you can put this straight onto the adhesive. With a hot foil, the coloured side of the foil needs to go down. I'm just going to trim that a fraction in a minute when it's dry. So I feel like that, you know, I don't want to say, oh, of course you can't use any foils, because I would be lying. I don't know. But it might be something I can try, and we can bring up in maybe innovation station or something. You could always ask again then, and then we could try it. So I'm just giving those a second to dry. Now I'm going to do something that's really a bit wacky here. I'm taking my silver metallic pigment ink, and I've got one of my little lids off my glitter bottle, and what I want to do is I just want to stamp some circles, so they'll be really subtle, but because we've got lots of little circles everywhere here, these will pop out underneath. You might have a circle stamp that you can use, but I just wanted to make it so that it's a bit more unusual, almost like we've got bubbles on here. So, and then I can just wash my lid. It's pigment ink, so it will just wash off with a baby wipe or a wipe or something like that. Let's cross those two over as well. So it just gives us a different texture on there. I'm just going to pop that over there again, like that. That's fine. You can see it's quite subtle, but you can see that they're there. It's almost like bubbles have landed on the page. And that will just dry. So, right, so next thing to do is I want one of these to just go along the bottom, and it'll just fit along the bottom. I might chop a tiny bit off. I'm just going to bring in my little guillotine here.
I was thinking, because I was there just looking at the foliage one.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, if you had like a really dark kind of olive green or a red or something, that foliage could make a really good Christmas one.
Oh, definitely.
If you use the gold, like the gold foil
This one
on
here.
the foliage one,
Yeah, it is quite Christmassy.
and
that
then
one,
if you
isn't it?
used like you know, the real traditional reds and greens and things like
Yeah.
that, I think you could make that quite a bit of a different, unique Christmassy card, especially if it's someone who maybe doesn't like the in-your-face Christmas, doesn't want a Santa and a reindeer. They want something a
Absolutely.
little bit more elegant. That could be a good Christmas one.
Well, absolutely. And look, if we put some red berries on straight away, it makes it into a Christmas card.
Yeah, of course.
Because we start, if you foil it in green, and then you start to put some little berries here and there, that you could put white berries on, so it'd be more like mistletoe.
Yeah,
But again,
lovely.
can you see how that immediately changes it as well, doesn't it? So again, great idea, Tim. I think we can, do think about that. It's something, again, another idea. And these ideas very often get sparked off just when we start using the product, and you start going off, going, I know what I could do. I wonder if such a thing would work with it, or if that thing I got last week.
See, I got really excited then. I thought you'd just come up with another brand new idea. You were like, oh, no, I know what I'm... Like, you changed your plan.
No, but that's what I do all the time. Me and my sister, when we were little, we used to be playing games, and we'd be making stuff, and then we'd go, I know.
Yeah.
Let's do this, let's do that, and we're still a bit like that now when we see each other. I mean, she's 57 and I'm 59, so even sometimes we'll go, oh, I know what we could do. I know how we could do it, so we still do things like that, which is silly really. But so now we've got our two swirls. Okay, so we can have our swirly piece here, and we can have our other swirly piece coming up the side here. So now they're a little bit bigger than they were in my head originally, but I don't mind that. I quite like that, because what we want to do now, I'm just going to cut out these words quickly, and I can use my little machine for this. So these are from the retro alphabet, which I know lots of you have got. If I chop a bit of that off, it'll go through my little machine. So there we go. So let's bring in the little machine.
Yeah, we had that on last week, the retro alphabet and numbers and stuff's on there. And they're a really nice thing that you could use, because you can use them in a variety of different ways. Check out the website. I think we've still got that in stock, so have a look on the website if you haven't got those but you like the idea of going for it. Oh, come on. You can just tell what that's going to be like. It is just the right thing for disco, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? And this one, I've cut out another piece from the holographic pad, but this one is the one that's got stars on. So again, and this cuts, this cuts out like the outer and the inner as well. So all these little bits here that pop out, you can keep those. I don't need to keep every bit, because I'm going to put this on black, so this will stand out. But look at all these little, almost like semicircular pieces that you get out of there. Really, really nice. So you see, we'll just be able to sit straight onto the black. Like that, and it will still shimmer a little bit. So let's pop this out of here, and then we can get these little, again, we've got like little arc pieces coming out of here now.
Christine says good morning and hello everyone. Janelle?
Janelle,
Sorry,
yes.
Janelle.
Yeah.
Going to be a warm one today in Western Washington State.
Ooh.
Oh.
It's weird, isn't it? When I was driving up this morning in all that rain and a bit of fog here and there, it said it was 12 degrees outside. Now, this time last week, I was down in Worcestershire doing shows on Hobby Maker, and I could barely breathe. It was 36 degrees outside. So the difference in the temperatures in the UK on a daily basis is just ridiculous.
It is phenomenal.
Isn't it? It's crazy.
I was doing some other bits, and I was talking to someone, and we were saying the trees and things look like it's autumn already, because the amount of leaves that are dropping off the trees, because they are so dry and so parched. But even now, today, we've had a lot of rain up here. I went outside to my car, and loads of outside is dry already.
I know, after all that rain.
And it's because we've had barely any water, that the ground is literally like a sponge. Just sucking up that water and drying it out so quickly.
Yeah.
And it's, it's a great thing, but we do need it. We do need that rain. I'm not going to say I want it to go back to being rain just yet, because I don't. I still like it being, admittedly, not 36. Like 25, yeah, I'm all right with that. Nice. A little bit of a breeze, yes, I'm good with that. But 36, still relentless heat with zero air conditioning. Please bear that in mind. Anyone in the US, we do not believe in air conditioning in the United Kingdom. Even if we do have it, the places that do have it aren't putting it on, because it apparently doesn't work if it's more than 30 degrees for most of them. Well, that's good. So if it's more than 30 degrees, your air conditioning doesn't work. Brilliant. Thanks very much. I went to the cinema, I was watching a film. Honestly, inside that cinema, it was like a sweat lodge.
Yeah. Horrible, innit?
I'm not going to name and shame. I shan't name and shame the cinema. So, no, it doesn't. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to name and shame them. D-R-S. What? I need another disco song, because otherwise that's going to be in my head all day. Yeah. And all night long.
No. There's so many disco things. I know I was born in the 60s, so I grew up in the 70s. By the time I got to late 70s, I was like teenager, so disco was my thing, and it still is.
Disco Inferno, burn, baby, burn.
That's one of the classics, yeah. Disco
see,
Inferno.
I was born in the 80s.
Oh, right, okay.
And I cannot deny the best music in the world came from the 80s.
The 80s music was great.
I love it.
I love the 80s too.
Absolutely love it. 80s rock, the way that they dressed, the punk. I absolutely love it. Anything 80s, yes, please. I'm a little bit of that. Love it. Oh, so Dean is saying he loves it. I do love the 90s, but I'm 80. Like when I was at university, me and my friends, when we would go out for a night out, down disco, and they'd start playing the music. If they put on like a title track from some classic 80s movies, anything that was like Van Halen, that's it. We were all up on the dance floor, taking it over, singing at the top of our voice. It was crazy. It was great fun. So much fun. What's your favourite? In the comments, let me know. What's your favourite kind of era of music? Is it the 60s, the 70s, 80s or 90s? You're not allowed any other choice. That's it. 60s, not allowed the noughties. No, it's too young. No, not allowed the noughties. It's too young. Too young.
Yeah.
60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. That's it. We're only allowed 4 decades. Because let's be honest, music stopped after the 90s.
Yeah, it's dreadful.
I tell you what I don't understand, and everyone else, tell me if you're dubstep. What is that about?
What is that?
Dubstep.
No idea what it is.
Neither do I.
Not a clue.
Absolutely no idea. Tim. Now, Gina said Tim in big letters, so she must be trying to grab my attention. Tim, I was appalled when I spent a summer holiday in the UK and there was no air conditioning anywhere.
No, it's terrible.
Even public places were so hot and drinks weren't served with ice cubes unless we asked. Hot.
Yes, that's true.
Right, I agree. And do you know why? It's because most of the time in the UK, so in the US, in a lot of bars in the US, you tend to get big, massive bags of ice that get delivered. And then quite often they have bigger chillers and they'll bring bags of ice and you empty bags into the freezers. In the UK, we don't do that. What we do is we buy a small ice cube maker.
Yes.
And then that just pumps out ice. But when the ice cube tray is full, it stops pumping out ice. So unless they're using a lot of it, it doesn't keep replenishing itself. But then when they do use it, it takes ages to build itself back up of ice. I say that as a former barman. Now, I'm with you. It's 100% frustrating, and I don't know why we don't get it a bit more sorted out. But I'm with you, Gene. Alison says, born in 1970, but love 80s music. Yes, Alison, that's what I'm talking about. 70s music. My grandson, who is 17, loves the music from that era. That's from Crafty Ange. I agree. It's all great. Like, it is great. And like, the thing is, like, disco music
Disco,
as well,
proper true
it's
disco.
good for dancing.
Yeah, where
Like,
everybody
it
would
does,
dance.
it gets you up and want to have a bit of movement to it. 70s, my son calls me a hippie. Hang on, Jackie, if it's 70s, surely we should be calling you a hippie at the 60s.
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? It's funny what...
See, I think 60s music is more hippie than 70s, but then again,
Yeah.
I mean, there was a big crossing over, wasn't there? I think there was definitely a big cross in hippie fashion. I think hippie fashion carried on into the 70s for quite a while. Definitely. Born in 1954, so 60s and 70s. That's from Marilyn. Like it, crossing over the both genres. I must admit, like I do like quite a bit. Like, I remember when I was a kid, solid Beach Boys all the time. Love the Beach Boys. Listen to a lot of the Beach Boys. Yeah, listen to the Monkees bit. Obviously, I listen to the Beatles a lot. 80s rock is the best. Van Halen and Def Leppard from Terry. Yes, Terry.
Def Leppard.
Oh, I'm so with you. Van Halen. I'm going to go and see Bon Jovi in a couple of weeks. So excited. Oh, it's going to be great. Can't wait.
Oh, my goodness.
Sorry, I've got carried away.
It's all right.
Well, you've just been there crafting away. What we saying, Dean?
Yeah.
Jane's it? Yes. Yeah. Can't imagine living without AC, Susan says. Honestly, Susan, don't come over here. Yeah. Good, I like that.
The conditioning season.
Dean in my ears just goes, AC/DC. Love AC/DC.
Yeah.
Apps. Do you know why they, like, he dressed the way he dressed in AC/DC? Because he was trying to find some kind of gimmick thing to come up with, but he didn't want to dress like everyone else at the time. So he didn't want to look like Motley Crue and things, painting his face and doing his hair in that kind of way. So the reason why he dressed up like a schoolboy was like as a joke and a kind of a dig back to a lot of these other bands. And that's why he stayed like he did.
Okay.
Dressed up like that. And it became one of the most iconic looks for a rock band.
Interesting.
You know, dressed up as a schoolboy. Yeah, I'm loving this. This is great. Look at you. And you've put a couple of little Queen, Disco Queen.
Disco Queen. Okay, I'm putting a 60 on here. I think I'm probably just thinking of me, actually, because I'm a proper disco queen. I'm not a big dancer, but hey, I've got the mirror ball at home and I've got all the proper disco lights.
What? You've got the mirror ball at home?
Yeah, I used to have it up. When I first met Wayne, I had it in my, I had like a disco area in my bedroom. And he came in, he was like, what is this? And I was like, this is my disco area where I used to just like kind of dance, you know.
Yeah, I must be like, you are like Jamie. You're right. So Jamie, our director, she says it's a casual. I imagine this is like Sheila wakes up in the morning. Stretch wakes up, and then all of a sudden, what happens is, and she's there. The glitter ball starts going while she's there getting her cup of tea ready for the morning. Walks down into the kitchen. Smoke machines going off.
I didn't have a fog machine, but I have got proper disco lights. I wanted a fog machine, but I couldn't kind of get one for the price. So when I was 14, I made and I found the pictures the other day actually. I made my living room into a disco. So I went to B&Q and bought a big piece of like laminate flooring, and I put that down in the corner, moved all the furniture, put that down in the corner, and then because it was on a tube, like a cardboard tube, like it was probably 8 foot tall or something. I put that up, like in the house. So that like at the end of if you imagine you've got like a square of floor, and then where the furthest away corner is here, I actually connected it up there, and then I wrapped all around with gold and silver like ribbons, and then I actually put streamers up, and then I had my disco lights in there, my mirror ball. I mean, all my little nephews and nieces came. They thought it was fabulous, you know. I kept saying, "Come on, let's go in the disco," you know. So they'd kick the shoes off, and we'd all go in there and have a great time. So yeah, it was. And I did that as well when I was 50. but I did it outside in a marquee on the not a marquee, like a big gazebo thing with sides on and everything. Decorated all that up, and all the family came around for that. So yeah, it was just. So I don't think I'm 60 on Monday, and I'm thinking, well, shall I do that on Monday? Shall I just decorate up my living room and have my own personal party in the living room?
Yeah, you 100% should. Happy birthday for Monday. I'm not going to get to see you. Happy birthday.
Oh, well, thank you.
So when I was at university, I did a musical show, and we had to put everything together for it. And I made up a disco box that was to be like the bottom step of the rostra that you came down. So I made all the lights in it so it would all colour change, and I had like a big thick piece of perspex on the top. But I said to Ed, I was like, you've got to be careful how you walk on it. I mean, we were at university, so it wasn't made of like professional grade theatre stuff because we couldn't afford that.
Yeah.
So it was because we had to self-fund it. And I was like, just be careful with this. And it was more to the girls because they had heels on. And I was like, if you tread in the wrong spot, you're going to put your heel through it.
You'll be through it, yeah.
And one of the girls went and did it, and I was like, I was livid.
No, really?
I spent ages making that thing work and get the disco lights to chase around and everything.
Cool thing.
It was great. Look at this, though. Look at how that has come together. That is brilliant.
It's a bit of a party card, isn't it, really?
A bit? That's a massive party card.
But you wouldn't have thought we could do that, because when you look at these in the packaging, you think they're all like kind of not sedate, but they're all quite calming. Yes. And you think, oh, it'd make a lovely, classy wedding invitation or an anniversary card or something like that. But then again, you know, why not make it a bit crazy? And because, you know, use those stars and swirls as part of the disco thing. So put a few gems on there.
I think that is absolutely fantastic.
And then what we could do, if I've got mine, I don't know if I have.
We've had lots of people come in. So Alison says, saw Def Leppard at the beginning of July. They were awesome. And my husband first saw Bon Jovi when they were supporting Kiss. Oh, how cool.
Oh, wow.
Terry says, I was born in 58, but 80s rock is the best. I really think I was born a decade too early. Christine says, that looks great, Sheila. Terry says, I've seen Def Leppard 3 times. I saw Van Halen 3 times. Bon Jovi once. I could go on concerts. Terry, that's awesome. I bet you've got some wicked vintage merchandise as well from those concerts, from Van Halen. Jean says, Sheila, we were almost birthday twins. My birthday's Saturday.
Oh, is it? Oh, 22nd, yeah. Well, that would have been my mum's birthday. My mum, as you know, my mum passed away about 10 weeks ago, and so Saturday would have been her 94th birthday. So obviously I'm trying to do something for that. Maybe get a plant and plant it somewhere or something.
Nice,
maybe.
Lovely.
So that won't be quite as cheery a day, but then hopefully by the time I get to Monday I can, you know, it'll be weird not having a here for my 60th, but you know, these things happen, don't they?
They do. But it's always a memory. It's always a memory. It's always a thing to be cherished, and it's always, you know, we celebrate life. You know, we remember and we celebrate everyone that we've had and those that have passed. That are basic. And in my opinion, I just think they're on a new adventure. I think they just go. They have a fantastic time. Look at that.
It's a bit crazy.
I love it. That's brilliant.
You can see all the colours flashing there now.
Wow.
And the sunglasses are from the one of the die sets. They're from one of the die sets. I'm just trying to find which one it is for you now.
Sorry.
It's the it's this one.
Our producer Dean just said, oh no, they're from the Elton John collection.
Oh, it's not from that one, actually. That's the wedding and engagement. It might be celebrations, actually, yes. I think you could be right. It's in my bag somewhere, but yes. So a few different things we've used there. But again, it shows you, you know, how great the product is and that you can make something so contrasting.
Sorry, we've just had the best comment come in. The best comment from someone you might know. So Wayne...
I knew he would do this.
Wayne has just messaged. He's just gone, can you bring that home, love, so I can give it to you on Monday?
oh, cheeky as ever. You know, get in that craft room and make me one. It'll cost you.
That's superb. Oh, this card. Jean says
Who's
this
a
card
bad
is
one?
made for framing. Love it. Oh, that's fab. But the thing is, right, you imagine all the fun and all the chatter and all the banter that we've had about music and discos and all the tangents that's taken us off just from making that card.
Yeah.
Now, you imagine if you give that card to someone, you're going to create that same kind of fun, that same kind of energy, that same kind of excitement. This is why crafting is great. This is what you get to do with it. It's not just about the finished product. It's how you get there. It's what you do with it. It's who you give it to. That's the and even put that in the envelope and cram that envelope with so much glitter, it's unreal. So when they open it, baff, oh, the glitter's everywhere.
Yes.
100% you've got to do it. And if you can, stand behind them when they're doing it, and bang, couple of glitter tubes as well. Let it really go crazy. Wayne, I'll see what I can do for you. Although I think it's going to be a little bit obvious now if she gives that. Right, we are coming towards the end of our show. We're going to be taking a quick little break. However, if you did want to tune in on TikTok, that'll be happening. I'm sorry, I feel so bad. She's going to be straight back in on TikTok in 10 minutes' time. But TikTok will be there. If you want to purchase the bundles, please make sure you go on. We'll be coming back live at 4 o'clock till 6 o'clock where we are going to have some super deals for you. You're not going to want to miss it. We've got a cartload 2 hour coming up. But in the next, what's going to be happening next hour? Is it the summer school show from Leanne? That's it. Leanne's summer school show's coming up in the next hour. So if you want to repeat that, but make sure you check out your baskets. Don't forget, I forgot to say, but you do get double points. I was going to read that, but we started about music. Anyway, let's go. Disco. Woo!